illegal guarding position is at times. But they were aggressive, and we have to give them credit. I'm not going to sit here and complain about a team that's aggressive, but we have to understand how the refs are calling the game and then adjust to that. But there's a ton of physicality in the game for sure. But as far as teaching him, we got to look at the film and see where he can have better body position and pick up some charges when they present themselves.
Stay in the third row with Steve. Go ahead, Steve.
Just back to DeAndre again, but up until the foul trouble, I mean, I think he exceeded his game 2-point total in the first quarter alone. Just what was working for him early on, and was that kind of y'all's intent to try to get to him early on?
Yeah, we always want to go to him for sure. He puts pressure on the rim. We tried to post him up a couple of times, and he scored. He just had a good game going, but the foul trouble didn't allow for him to continue it. So when he can have that kind of production, it makes us a really good team, and we expect him to play that way again.
Any other questions in the room? Thank you, Manny.
Thanks.
He is actually coming into the room now. Kellen first, go ahead, please.
AJ, Monty used the word consistency a lot when talking to us, and that's a word that you've used a lot as well. Is that one you come back to when you look at the little areas of this game, like points off turnovers, second chance points, things like that?
No doubt about it. We lost. I feel like we lost the 50-50 battle. I feel like on the road, you almost have to win that or tie it. So I think that decided the game in a way for us, and we have to be better in that aspect.
Second row on the left, over to Yvonne. Go ahead.
AJ, this was the first time that DeAndre had 5 fouls in a game this postseason. How did his absence in the second half impact you guys on the boards and in the paint?
I mean, it affected us, obviously, but we have to weather the storm. You never know what can happen, and we have enough bodies to get that job done if someone gets in foul trouble. But tonight, it definitely caught us off guard, and we had to go throw a lot of different things at them, and it led to us scrambling and offense rebounds. But, you know, it is what it is. This is the first game, like you said, of the postseason, him being in foul trouble. So we have to adjust, and he'll be better, and we'll be better as well.
First row on the right to Dwayne. Go ahead, Dwayne.
Yeah, Jay, you guys, despite how the game was going, got it down to 4. And you're thinking, okay, they about to flip this. What do you feel like didn't work after that?
Second chance points. It goes back to the 50-50 balls that we lost. I feel like on the road, we got to win that battle. It's not about shot making. It's just about mano a mano, making sure your guy doesn't get it, and coming up with the ball some way, somehow. You have to find a way. And I felt like once it got that close, those guys scrapped a little harder tonight than we did.
I'm sorry. Go ahead, Jim.
No, please go ahead.
No, I was going to ask about defending Giannis and the challenge of that when you don't have the size that you would normally have, say, if Sarge was available.
Like I said, we have enough bodies to get that job done. We just got to do it collectively and just be better individually, but we got enough bodies to get it done. We just didn't get it done tonight.
Let's go to Gina in the middle, second row.
Hey Jay, you guys have obviously done such a great job responding after losses, not just in the regular season, but throughout the playoffs. Just based on what you know about this team, just what do you anticipate the next 2 days will be like, and just the focus level required to come back?
Yeah, we'll be fine. We're going to watch film. We're going to talk this out. We're going to man up to it. Coach, he's going to do a good job of showing what went wrong, and we got to man up and do what we're doing all year. Just respond to it. Respond to a defeat. Respond to things not going our way. And like you said, we've been doing it all year, so it's no change now.
That's such an intangible quality for a team to have, is just that mental fortitude, stamina, whatever you want to call it. Just how do you feel like you guys did? How were you able to develop that, and how much has it paid off? Do you feel like just in these playoffs?
I mean, that's a character thing in a sense, but I think you preach it all year. Your whole locker room starts to believe that and starts to apply it. We've been doing a good job since early in the season, before we had fans in the building, just building stuff, building that team chemistry for things like that. We have a bad possession, make the next one a good one. Or we have a bad half, let's come out and have a good half. All the way down to we have a bad game, come back and respond to it the next game. So, like I said, you have to build that, and that started early in the year. That just hasn't come about right now. So it's about the guys in the locker room. Our coaching staff doing a good job of preaching that. And we were doing a good job of believing it and applying it.
Time for one more. We'll go to Lisa in the back. Go ahead.
Hi, Jay. As the only one who has the final experience, what kind of message you want to sign it to your locker rooms? Like, tell guys don't get too high or too low in the finals.
Yeah, I've been preaching it all postseason. Whenever we have a win, we don't get too high. You just move on to the next one. You have a loss, you do the same. You got to do it with more focus, obviously. But I've been preaching that. That's all. That's my message, is just respond to it in the right way and do it collectively, and we'll be fine. Thank you.
Thank you, Jay. Start with Dave McFenman. Go ahead, Dave.
Look, your output tonight, 3 for 14, right in the middle here. 3 for 14, 10 points. Not what the world's been accustomed to seeing from you in the playoffs. What do you make of your performance?
Wasn't well, obviously. But, there's nights like that. And, the most important part to me is winning the game, and we didn't do that. So, I'm more frustrated about that. But we have a few days off here. We're going to get back right. Going to go over film and be ready Wednesday.
Ellen, right here in the second row.
Hey, Book, you guys have had off shooting nights before, but losing the 50-50 battle, which Jay said you guys did to that extent, is just really unlike you guys. What's been the key to your guys' success there all year, and how to get back to that?
Just regroup, refocus, go over film, and respond. We're on the road, and, we have to come in with the energy and effort. Like you said, the 50-50 balls, offensive rebounds, protect the paint, just the details that we talked about. Come on, 3 details that we talked about. But that's what the playoffs is. That's why it's a series, and we have some room for improvement.
Look at Mark in the second row. Go ahead, Mark. First row, sorry. Go ahead.
Hey, Devin and Chris, what do you guys take away from your track record this postseason, responding well to adversity, after trailing against the Lakers, not closing out right away against the Clippers, and how can that apply to this series moving forward?
Say, just like I said, it's a series, and understanding that, and, understanding it's the NBA Finals. And, I said it after last game, this team's not going to give in. They're going to keep playing all the way through. So we have to bring that same effort, that we had in the first 2 games, and I think we'll be in good shape.
Go ahead, second row on the left. Go for you, Al.
This question's for both of you. This was the first time this postseason that DeAndre had 5 fouls in a game. I'm curious, how did his absence in the second half impact you guys with their points in the paint and offensive rebounds?
I don't know. I think we got to go back and look at the film. Obviously, they were home. They were very aggressive. Got to the line a lot more than we did, much like game 2. So we got to try to build a wall somehow, some way, and try to limit, the guys from scoring.
Second row in the middle to Gina. Go ahead, please.
Hey, Buck, I know it's not just making shots, but it's also shot quality is something that you guys pay so much attention to. Did you like the quality of looks that you were getting tonight?
I think I can get better ones, and we'll make that happen. But the point of the game is to win it, and I think there was other things that went on throughout the game. You can say it's a make-miss game, but at the end of the day, you have to make the other team miss. Get easy opportunities for your team, and we didn't do that tonight.
Back row in the middle. Go ahead, Dave.
Chris, you spoke to us right in front of you. You spoke to us in the conference finals about the importance of closing out quarters. In the third tonight, you had it down to 4, and then it ends on, I think, a 24-6 run. What do you think was missing in execution to end the third?
I don't know. I got to go back and watch it. Me and Jay was just talking about that in the locker room. During the game, there's so much going on, substitutions and stuff. So I don't remember much, but that was big for us. And even the second quarter, we didn't close that quarter out well, and that's something we've been talking about all playoffs. So especially when we're on the road, you got to manage the game. You got to manage those end of quarters.
Third row on the left, Logan. Go ahead, please.
Chris, talked about DeAndre Ayton and his foul trouble, but you started out really well and then got into foul trouble. What do you say to him when that happens? I know you've been kind of put your arm around him this season. What do you say to him, a young guy in a game like this after that?
Keep playing. Sometimes you're gonna get a good whistle. Sometimes you're gonna get a bad whistle. But he's playing hard. That's a talent in itself. And then it's tough, man. Giannis coming at you full speed, like a running back. You know what I mean? So he's trying to put his hands up, but it's tough.
Do you feel sometimes like, not by officials, but when he is in foul trouble, players do target him to get him off the floor? Do you see that happening in this game?
I mean, he's a big part of our team, especially he's the anchor of our defense. I feel like any team would love for him not to be on the court offensively and defensively. So, we got to protect him better, and make sure that we're showing that wall.
Front row to Dwayne.
Yeah, Devin, I saw Monty put his arm around you at the end of the third quarter. What was the message that he was trying to tell you? And how were you, feeling at that point?
I wouldn't mean to be like that, but that's between me and Coach. And we have that relationship, so we keep that in-house.
Eyeballing the box score, what's sticking out the most to you when you're looking at it?
I was looking at my turnovers, looking at free throws. It's a lot. It's a lot to take in, but you got to look at the game as a whole.
Any more questions in the room? Thank you, guys.
Cool. Appreciate it.
Yeah. Emma's coming in now. Any questions for Cam? Row on your right to Dwayne. Go ahead, Dwayne.
Saw you go down. I see ice on the knee. Can you take me through what happened on that play?
I took a shot to the rib, kind of knocked the wind out of me, and in the process, my ab cramped up. So that's why I was down on the floor. If any of y'all had an ab cramp, it's just kind of tough to move. So I was okay. I just needed a second for it to calm down so I could get up. But yeah, it was a shot.
Any other questions in the room? Go ahead. Yvonne.
This was the first game this postseason that DeAndre had 5 fouls. I'm curious how that affected you guys in the second half when he wasn't out there on the floor and they won that big run.
It was big time because they crashed the glass so hard and they're big. They really emphasize physicality this game. DA does a really good job of bringing that presence to our paint, rebounding the ball, being physical. So it's tough. It's tough to have him in foul trouble for sure.
Stay in the second row with Keenan.
Yeah, and you guys had that run in the third quarter. You were a big part of that to get it down to 4 points, and then they kind of responded to that. Just maybe what was missing to kind of continue that run and to maybe push it even further.
If I can remember correctly, they got a couple offensive rebounds in subsequent possessions. So those are tough and those kill momentum. Offensive rebound 2 or 3 especially, and that's kind of where they were thriving all night and kind of living in our paint. So we need to definitely cut down on that and take advantage of those runs. But it's the finals. You're going to expect teams' best shots. You're going to expect physicality. You're going to expect them to respond.
Go to Zoom for a question. Go ahead, Pullman.
I'm going to go to Mark McClune with Arizona's Family. Hey, Cam, how does the previous experience bouncing back from losses like this in the playoffs help you the next couple of days to get ready for the next game?
Big time, big time. We showed we can do it. It takes poise. We knew this one wasn't going to be easy. We knew none of these were going to be easy. We can't expect them to be. This is a team that's desperate, that wants to fight, that brought the fight today. We got to be the desperate team next game. We got to bring the fight to them. And now this one's over. We got to take what we can from it, learn from it, come back and execute better and play with more physicality next time.
Go ahead, Steve, on the right side, third row.
Just early in the third quarter when y'all were able to cut that deficit down, obviously you made a lot of shots at that point, but what was said at halftime and how were you able to kind of turn things around from the end of the second to the start of the third there?
They did what we expect them to do. Part of it is just basketball. Teams make shots, go on a run. Teams miss shots, go on a run. The big thing is taking advantage of those opportunities, extending those opportunities, extending those runs. But they did what we expect them to do. That was the talk at halftime. And we were due for some runs. We were due to get back in the game. Just, capitalize on them more, make that a 4-point lead, get down to 2 or even, and it's a different, it's a different outlook on the game. And they start playing a little different. Give them confidence, let them build that lead back to double digits. It makes it a lot tougher on you. But we know we got to be better. There's a lot of frustration anytime you lose. It's a group of guys that absolutely hate losing, and you can see it over everybody's face, and me included. It's a terrible feeling. So that feeling, is going to motivate us to get back out there, get ready for the next one, and go right back at them.
Back to the second row to Gina. Go ahead, Gina.
Cam, I know you're not going to want to talk about this after a loss, but that dunk was pretty sweet. Just can you take us what you saw on that play that made you say, okay, I'm gonna go up here and just take us through that play?
Well, Pat jumped Chris in the backcourt, which kind of left me a lot of space before the next defender. So that's probably the most time I've ever had to think about what I might do with the ball in my hands in a long time. And just take advantage of opportunities, really. I saw nobody really stepped up until PJ did at the end. Was just hoping they wouldn't overturn it and call it a charge.
Third row in the back. Go ahead, Dave.
Cam, it's back-to-back 40-point games for Giannis now. Can you just verbalize the challenge of going up against that guy on the stage?
He's physical. He's physical. When he gets downhill, gets to the basket, gets to the free throw line, and encourages him to keep going. And he was hitting his free throws tonight, and that just kind of opens up his whole game. So it's on us to stop him, give him more resistance. It's tough when DA goes out with foul trouble, and then I pick up 5, Jay picks up 4, however many he had. It's tough. It's tough to, balance that physicality aspect of the game, especially when he's coming at you so hard. But you just got to do it. You got to do it. We're capable of doing it. We know that. We'll go back, look, see what we need to change, and change it.
Any further questions in the room? Thank you, Cam.
Thank you, guys.
That's it. Yep, that's it. No DA.